Have you ever rolled your eyes at a pop-up asking you to change your password again? You know that feeling, right? That little bit of friction when a security rule just gets in the way of what you're trying to do. Well, today we're digging into exactly that. We're going to explore why we so often struggle with cybersecurity and how, believe it or not, behavioral science offers a much smarter way forward.
So let's just start with the big question right out of the gate. Why is so much security advice just ignored? I mean, we've all been there. We know we should have a password that looks like a secret code. We know we shouldn't click on that sketchy-looking link, but the hassle, the time it takes, it all just pushes us to take shortcuts. It's a totally universal experience. But what if? What if the problem isn't just us?
And this quote from all the way back in 2009 just hits the nail on the head. People ignore security advice if it wastes their time. The problem isn't that we're lazy or that we don't care. It's that security is so often designed in a way that creates friction, that slows us down, that just plain wastes our time. You know, this one insight, it changes everything. It shifts the focus from blaming the user to redesigning the system. And that right there is where our story really begins.
To solve this big design problem, we can actually turn to the world of behavioral science, and it gives us this incredible toolbox. So instead of trying to force everyone to follow rigid rules, we can use two really brilliant strategies to guide our behavior. They're called nudges and boosts. Think of them as two completely different philosophies from making the secure choice the easy choice.
Let's break this down with a really simple metaphor. A nudge is like a gentle guide. Picture it like a guardrail on a winding road. It subtly keeps you on the right path, but you barely even notice it's there. A boost, on the other hand, is the competence coach. This is more like a driver's ed class. It's not just guiding you, it's actively teaching you the skills and building your confidence so you can handle tricky situations all on your own. See the difference? One guides your action in the moment, the other builds your skill for the future.
All right, so first up, the nudge. Let's take a look at how this gentle guide can make secure behavior feel easy, intuitive, and almost totally automatic, just by shaping the world around us.
Okay, so the official definition sounds a little academic, I know. But the key phrase here is choice architecture. That's just a fancy way of saying the environment where we make decisions. A nudge tweaks that environment to appeal to our fast, gut-feeling, System 1 thinking. But, and this is so important, it never takes away your freedom. You can still pick the less secure option if you want to. The system is just gently designed to make the secure choice feel like the most natural one.
And what's so cool about this is how simple yet powerful these nudges can be. Just setting a secure option as the default, that's huge, because most of us just stick with whatever's pre-selected. Or using social proof. I mean, if you see that 85% of your colleagues use a password manager, you're way more likely to think, maybe I should too. These are subtle guides, not heavy-handed commands.
All right, let's look at a classic problem, one that is the source of so much frustration for anyone in IT security. Despite all the warnings, all the rules, people consistently create weak, simple, easy-to-guess passwords. It's a massive security risk, and just telling people to do better is obviously not working.
And boom, here is the nudge at work in the real world. Instead of just throwing a list of rules at you, must have one uppercase, one number, one special character, a password meter gives you instant visual feedback. That little bar that turns from red to yellow to green as you type, that gives your brain a simple, satisfying signal. It nudges you toward a stronger password right in the moment, and it turns a chore into something that feels kind of like a minigame.
Okay, so that's our gentle guide. Now let's move on to our second tool, the boost. If a nudge is all about making the immediate choice easier, a boost is about making you smarter for all the choices you'll face down the road. This is our competence coach.
A boost is fundamentally different. It's not about the environment. It's about education. It's designed to build up your competence. It targets our slower, more deliberate System 2 thinking. The goal here isn't just to influence a single decision. It's to actually empower people with the knowledge and the skills they need to make better decisions all by themselves, both now and long into the future.
And this is where we see how boosts build skills that really last. Take phishing simulations. They are the perfect example. They don't just tell you, don't click weird links. They actively train your brain by letting you experience a safe version of a real attack. When you click that fake malicious link and immediately get feedback explaining the red flags you missed, well, that's a lesson that sticks with you. It's a true investment in making you a more resilient, long-term defender. So, we have these two powerful tools, the gentle guide and the confidence coach. This leads to the most important question, right? When do you use a nudge? And when do you use a boost? The choice really comes down to your goal. A nudge is for immediate, right here, right now behavior change. It's low effort, it's designed to be almost automatic. A boost, on the other hand, is for building long-term competence. And that requires higher effort from the user because they're actively learning something new. So think of it this way. One is a quick fix, and the other is a long-term investment.
So picking the right tool for the job is absolutely essential. If you need a quick, low-cost way to improve a simple, frequent behavior, like, say, getting people to lock their computer screens, a nudge, like a simple reminder pop-up, is perfect. But if you need your team to understand and navigate a really complex threat, like a sophisticated social engineering attack, a boost, like a deep dive workshop, is really the only way you're going to build genuine competence and autonomy.
So where does all this leave us? Well, ultimately, this isn't about nudges versus boosts, as if they're competitors. It's about having a richer, more empathetic toolbox. In fact, the most powerful security solutions often combine them, maybe using a nudge to make the default choice secure, while also offering a boost to teach people why that choice is so important in the first place.
And that really gets to the heart of it all. For decades, security has been about creating rigid rules and then just blaming people when they don't follow them. Nudges and boosts represent a huge shift towards a more humane approach. It's an approach that recognizes our cognitive limits and works with them, not against them. The goal is to design systems where the secure path is also the path of least resistance.
So, I'll just leave you with this final thought to chew on. We spend billions on the latest firewalls and antivirus software. But what if the next major breach isn't prevented by some fancy new technology, but simply by a better designed choice? It's a pretty powerful idea to think about.